Broadcasting. Live. From the chicken wing capital of the world, Buffalo, New York. You're listening to the Marketing Above All podcast. Your source for all things, marketing and total world domination. This is Marketing Above All, and this is your host, Michael Tasner.
Hey there, and welcome to episode number 26. Today's topic is FAQs, or frequently asked questions. I'm a huge fan of content production for local businesses. You can never produce enough content that's going to satisfy what I would be suggesting to you. It's just never going to be enough. However, I'm also a realist, and I know that I can sit and talk about certain things till I'm blue in the face, but most people aren't going to take any action. I'm hoping that you're in the 1% or the 10% that are actually taking action on the stuff that I'm talking about. But I'd be lying to myself or kidding myself if I knew that everybody would take action. So the way that I combat that is I try and anticipate what you're going to rebuttal with. So I'm trying to anticipate why you're going to say, Michael, that tactic's not going to work, or Michael, this isn't going to work for my business, or that's just too much time. And one of the things that I always suggest is producing lots of content in videos, audios, written, etc. But the rebuttal that I get is A, not only about time, but B, it typically, for whatever reason, you guys and gals have a hard time coming up with topics. So the easiest way to move that needle is to sit down for an hour with yourself, with your team, whoever you'd like to include in this brainstorm. And all that I want you to do is to list out all of the questions that you're getting asked on a regular basis. So let's say you have an auto dealership and you're financing there, so you're kind of a buy here, pay here. Okay? What are the questions that your customers are asking you on a regular basis? So let's say they're probably asking, how much money do you need down? What if I have bad credit? What if I have no credit? What type of vehicles do you have for sale? Can I test drive the vehicle? Do you offer financing? What terms? Do I need a cosigner? Do you work with banks or credit unions? So you're literally going to sit down and write out all the questions that you're already getting asked on a day-to-day basis. And whether that list has 10 things or 2,000 things, I really don't care. Now, I'm aiming for more than 10. And I would say usually there's typically 20 to 30 is the magic number that I often see the most. Because some of the questions you're going to get, they might be one of those questions that 1 in 10,000 people ask. So I'm looking for what are the questions that like 50% of the people are asking on a regular basis. So you're going to jot all those down on a sheet of paper. Step 2, you're going to pick a medium that you're going to then start answering those questions. Now the medium can be audio, video, text, social media, written form, like on an actual flyer, for example, which obviously is written as well. But I want you to pick the medium that A, you think you can do the best job at, but more so, what's the one that you're going to commit to executing? I'm going to tell you which medium I would prefer you to use, but I would rather, again, I'm anticipating your pushback and when I tell you what I'd like to see. So if you know that you can knock it out on your iPhone or your Android and answer all the questions on voice real quickly, execute it that way. And then get the voice, send it to a transcription company like rev.com, and you're going to get all the transcriptions. So now you've got the audio recordings and you've got the transcriptions. Whatever is easiest for you. If you want to just write them, just write them. My favorite tactic is to be doing them on video, because the videos now can be used on sites like YouTube, on Facebook videos, and then you can pull out the audio. So now you've got the audio, and then you also have the written format as well. That goes to the transcription from the audio or the video. That's my preference, is that you literally sit down with a video camera or even an iPhone. If you're going to use an iPhone, make sure you get the little $20 microphone, put it on a stand so your hand's not shaking all over the place doing this, and just go through and answer them. But answer them with confidence, answer them with excitement, not, okay, so the question that was asked was, how much financing do you need? I want you to answer it with a level of excitement. And that's often why I'll push people to say, well, if you can't execute it with excitement on video or audio, then you've got to stick with text. Because answering it with no excitement far too often will end up doing the opposite. It'll end up turning people away because they like to buy from people they know, like, and trust. And if you don't have a good mug or good voice for radio or video, it's going to end up hurting you more than it's going to necessarily help. Now, you could counter that and say, well, Michael, everyone says, well, it's better to do it than perfection. I'm not talking about perfection by way of your lighting is perfect and the sound's perfect. I'm talking more about the energy, the vibe, the attitude that you're putting out there. So all that I want you to do is to literally just keep answering questions. Answering questions. So step one, you brainstormed all the questions. Step two, you're going to pick that medium. Voice, audio, text. One of the three. Ideally video. The next step then is shooting them, recording them, or writing them. And then the final step is, so what do you do with all of this? That's my favorite part. You can take them and put them in any format that you would like. So even if it's just written format, you can put it on your website as blog posts, as new pages on your website. You can take all that content and spin it for Facebook, so you're not just posting 1,000 words answer to a question. You can spin it and make it into an infographic for Instagram or for Pinterest, for example. You can have it printed and actually turn into the top 10 or top 15 or 20, whatever that number is, FAQs, and now you've got some printed material that you hand out or mail out or send out. If you had the video piece, even better, because now you can take those videos, put them on YouTube, put them on Instagram TV, even go as far as putting them on TikTok. You're moving them all over the place. But the core training that I'm giving you here is more not just about the execution of getting this stuff out there, but rather how to stop you in your tracks when you start saying, I don't know what else to shoot about, or I don't know what else to record or write about. It's always best to start with those top questions that are getting asked. Then you go into some more of the specific questions. That content initially will give you, at least, even if you're just posting something once a week, for example, I mean, it's going to last you at least a couple of months. Now, as I said earlier in the video, I'm never satisfied with the amount of content. So I'd rather see you posting one a day and then keep recording new stuff. But if you start with once a week and you're posting that, that's completely fine as well. But you've got those top FAQs on your sheet. Start recording those either via video, audio, or text, and then get them out there. But remember the content strategy piece of spin the content. And spin simply means you're turning it around a little bit so it can get used on this platform and that platform. And a 500-word blog post can get transferred into 10 different tweets for Twitter, for example, or 5 Facebook posts. And the audio, you could still post the audio on YouTube with the words, for example. So there's lots of ways to spin it. But I want you to get out there and start with those FAQs. Start answering questions that your customers are already asking, and you'll start to drive more organic inbound traffic to your website, to your location, to your phones. Hope this was helpful. Make sure you leave a comment, leave those 5-star reviews. I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. I'm signing off for today. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. See ya.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Marketing Above All. Now get out there, make a change, and take some action. And hey, don't forget to leave a 5-star review and tell all your friends this is the greatest marketing podcast ever. 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 We look forward to seeing you here tomorrow.